Winston and Felix here with the AI stock of the century, or is it? What is this stock that is allegedly 10 times cheaper? Let me give you a couple of numbers and you can guess it, but don't worry, I won't keep you hanging for too long. I'll give you all the data, all the important pros and cons. This is not a pamper video, so stick around. And of course, hit the subscribe button. So it is 6 times cheaper on a market cap by free cash flow. 6 times cheaper. This stock has 15 times more net profit. That's real profit, not that adjusted EBITDA gibber. 15 times more profit than Nvidia. And 3 times the return on invested capital. In my view, one of the most important metrics out there because you can manipulate it very easily. What am I talking about? Well, of course, the ever-beloved Microsoft. Nobody likes the company. Nobody likes the product. But everybody uses the bloody stuff, and that's why it's so good. But they've just had a new price target out from Morgan Stanley, $415, which makes this a $3 trillion company. And let me explain to you why. Do you want to know how I set up every one of my trades with an 85% probability of making me money? Do you want to know how I trade in just 4 hours a week? Well, you know what? I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you for free. I'm running a free webinar to help 1,000 people get to financial freedom. Register at felixschwenzer.org/webinar. I'll teach you my strategy. We'll do some live trading together. There are 1,000 spots available. Grab one before they all go, because they are the shovel of the AI industry. They're also the pick and potentially the gold bar or gold nugget thrown in as well. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a 44 times free cash flow valuation. Nvidia currently trading at 272 times. We're looking at almost 70 billion in profits a year. Insane, right? And we're looking at 5 times more revenue than Nvidia. We're looking at a 3 times higher return on invested capital margins. Winston says that's so good, I have to sneeze. Now, what are they doing with AI? Well, there's about a dozen products that they literally have out that are making or about to make some serious money. Let me run you through a couple of them. There is the Power Platform, which basically enables developers to build custom apps and automations much faster. There is GitHub Copilot, which you might have heard of, subscription model. We'll go into the details of that in a moment, which again suggests code and makes development much, much faster. We develop an app called optionswatch.ai. My developer, one of my mentees, is an ex-Twitter guy. He loves this stuff. Absolutely obsessed with it. You've got Azure OpenAI services. What is that all about? Well, it basically allows customers to experiment with models and fine-tune them before they kind of put them into applications. So sort of simulation in a way. You've got Power Automate, workflow automation. You've got Microsoft Designer, which essentially enables you to generate logos, social media posts, imitations, postcards, graphics, all sorts of stuff. You should try this stuff out. Whoops. There you can see I'm sitting here in gym shorts. We're about to do some exercise hanging off this tree up there. The tree doesn't know it yet. We've got the Bing Image Creator, does what it says on the tin. We've got Teams Premium, which basically brings OpenAI into Teams. We've got Viva Sales, which is really clever. Basically plows through all your data and puts it into your ERP and CRM systems. You've got the new Bing and Edge integration, which could add a fair bit of chump change in terms of advertising revenue. You've got a security product, which basically, I guess, says on the tin. You've got Microsoft 365 Copilot, which essentially, writes your spreadsheets and presentations for you, makes you more productive. You've got the Dynamics 365 Copilot, which integrates your ERP and your CRM, basically just automating mundane stuff. There is Cloud for Healthcare. It's a little bit like the Palantir product. You've got the Viva Copilot, which basically, again, gives you lots of productivity gains for like knowledge type people, right? Now, where's the money at, you're wondering, Felix? Stop rambling on about all the products. Well, GitHub costs $10 a month for you and me and $19 a user for enterprise customers. Now, on that basis alone, if you did the same pricing for Microsoft 365 and so on, you would add a serious chunk of change. And I'll put the chart up here in it for you so you can see it. I might just link to a document with all the kind of core research as well, and the full 20-page research paper as well, so you guys can get a handle on that. So the bull case from Morgan Stanley says by 2025, so a year and a half away, $90 billion of extra AI revenue is generated, and that has an enormous margin, probably 80% plus gross margin, right? Which is higher than Microsoft's current gross margin. And look how happy Winston is about that. He loves a high gross margin. And the bear case is 10 billion. Only 10 billion. Now, what has Morgan Stanley priced into their $415 price target? 8 billion. They are pricing it below their bear target. Base case would be 40 billion extra revenue. They're only pricing in 8 billion. Why? Well, they're being really, 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 really conservative. So conservative that Winston has to go and eat a stick or whatever he's chewing on there. Now, that to me is a real bull case, and it's a diversified bull case. I've always liked Microsoft as a stock because they add 2,000 clients a day. They have so many small customers that no loss of a large customer really matters. They own Azure, which powers OpenAI, so they own the cloud. They essentially own the ChatGPT OpenAI thingy, or at least the exclusive right to promote it. And so many of their products can benefit from this. Every single thing that Microsoft does, they can add to this, and everyone's going to be willing to pay $15, $20 per user or whatever it is for each individual product. So I think it's a brilliant plan. Now, if you look at the stock chart, we're well above the 50-day moving average line, so much so that Winston has to go and walk around a little bit. That's how far it's up. So stock chart says bullish. What about the options market? You might know I'm an options trader, and there's a call wall, which is resistance. It sits at $345, so just above where we are right now. Where do you think this guy's going? And what does that mean? Well, when you get to 345 or thereabouts, those calls, literally, where did he go? Those calls make money, and people will sell those calls. And then there'll be a market maker who will therefore have to sell Microsoft shares because they are market neutral, they hedge their positions, and they don't want to hold anything. They don't want to be directional risk. They just make money. We've got 2 of those market makers on our team, by the way, our coaching team. So really, really smart guys. Now, if you break 345, I think you're upsailing again. I think that's really the level we need to get through 345, and we get really, really excited about it. If you really want to understand how to look for those kind of levels and set up smarter trades, then come and join me and Winston for our live trading training next Tuesday. That's the 11th. And go to felixfranz.org/webinar to sign up for that. And of course, smash the subscribe button, guys. I'll put a link down below with all the key research, the full research paper. But above anything, go to felixfranz.org/webinar. Sign up for an hour and a half. You learn my full strategy. You get to see me trade live. We might even trade Microsoft. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.